This video will present my best pick on each of the 3 NFL games that will take place on Christmas Day. I'm Professor MJ, holder of a PhD in statistics and bookie crusher since 1999. History repeated itself once again last week. The free plays shared on YouTube had mitigated success, whereas the weekly NFL LOBSTER bet, the best wager of the week, was a winner. An unusual situation occurred last week though. On Tuesday, I decided that the LOBSTER bet was the Bengals to win straight up in Miami. At the time, they were slight favorites, with a line of minus 120 in American format or 1.83 in decimal format. Many of you invested quickly on the LOBSTER bet, so you were able to get a similar line. However, about 24 hours later, it was announced that Tua Tagovailoa would be benched in favor of rookie Quinn Ewers. That dropped the money line to around minus 210 in American format or 1.48 in decimal odds, making it less exciting. I issued an update to let people know that following the line change, I obviously still liked Cincinnati to win outright, but I felt it was okay to bet them with the new point spread of minus 4. Alternatively, I was also excited by their first half money line, which was around minus 150 in American format or 1.67 in decimal. I wanted my buyers to get full value, so I also offered to provide not one, but 2 extra betting tips for week 16. Those selections were as follows. Christian Watson from the Packers to record under 3.5 receptions, and Justin Jefferson to rack up over 53.5 receiving yards. In the end, all 3 picks on the Bengals and both bonus selections were winners. In short, those of you who invested in the Week 16 NFL LOBSTER bet received 5 winning bets. If you don't believe that was great value, then I don't know what to say. For bet tracking purposes, I am only counting the Bengals full game moneyline bet as a win, not the 4 others which were more like bonus plays. This means our record since the very beginning with the weekly NFL LOBSTER selections now stands at a whopping 18-7-1 record, a jaw-dropping 71% winning rate. You can see all detailed LOBSTER bets on your screen right now. Now, what is the Week 17 LOBSTER bet? To find out, follow the link below in the comments. Stop losing your money to those damn bookies, and let's give your bankroll a big boost this weekend. Sign up as early as possible to get the same line as I do. Let's crush the sportsbooks together, my friend. In the Dallas-Washington matchup, here is my favorite bet. The Dallas Cowboys team total to go over 27.5 points. First, let's pretend you would have made this bet in each of Dallas's 15 games this season. By doing so, you would have obtained a 7-8 record. While that may not seem promising, keep in mind that the Cowboys are now facing a very weak defense. In fact, the Commanders are the 6th worst club in terms of points allowed per game and 2nd worst in yards per game. Now let's take a look at the 5 most recent meetings between these 2 squads. In those matches, Dallas has put 44, 19, 34, 38, and 45 points. In other words, Dak Prescott and company have not had too much trouble dissecting Washington's defense in recent years. Also, did you know that the Cowboys are 8-1 against the spread in their past 9 meetings with the Commanders? I also like the fact that Dallas should not be very tired. They did not have to travel very often in recent times, as evidenced by the fact that they were at home in 4 of the past 5 weeks. Jaden Daniels has been shut down for the rest of the season. Now his backup, Marcus Mariota, exited last week's game with a hand and also a quad injury. His status seems bleak. Given that the Commanders just signed Jeff Driscoll to their practice squad, the team does not look optimistic about Mariota suiting up this Thursday. This means that Josh Johnson is likely to get the nod this week. He played poorly in Philadelphia by completing just 5 of 9 passes for 43 yards and tossing a horrific interception. During the course of his entire NFL career, Johnson has thrown 13 TD passes versus 17 interceptions, which is a poor TD to INT ratio, right? To me, the Commanders have a strong chance to turn the ball over on a few occasions. That will provide Dallas with even more scoring opportunities. I really like Dallas to light up the scoreboard, but I don't trust their defense so much, so my final decision is to back the Cowboys team total to go over 27.5 points in Washington. Let's go! Up next, the Lions will travel to US Bank Stadium in Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Detroit's playoff chances took a huge hit when they lost at home against Pittsburgh last week. They are still alive, but they seem unlikely to qualify for the postseason. Which team should we bet, given that the Lions are established as 6-point favorites? In my humble opinion, we should support Minnesota +6 in this NFC North battle. This is a tough pick to make today, Monday, December 22nd. As of now, we don't know whether JJ McCarthy will be on the field or not. He suffered a hand injury, but X-rays revealed no fracture. While that is good news, it does not guarantee that he will be in action on Thursday night. If McCarthy is unable to play, we will get to see Max Brosmer under center once again. He has yet to throw a TD pass while tossing 4 picks. His 41.1 passer rating is abysmal. No matter if McCarthy plays or not, I think Minnesota will find a way to cover the spread. The biggest reason supporting my prediction is Detroit's defense, whose quality of play has dropped off significantly recently. Did you know that the Lions have squandered at least 27 points in each of their past 7? Did you know that the Lions have squandered at least 27 points to each of their past 5 opponents? That included a couple of weaker offenses like the Giants and the Steelers. In those 5 most recent contests, the Lions have allowed 145 rushing yards per game. Now the Vikings should find a way to exploit that weakness with Aaron Jones carrying the ball. Meanwhile, I know that Detroit's offense is dangerous, but they have some injuries on the offensive line which has limited their success in recent weeks. Moreover, Minnesota has given up the 5th fewest yards per game during the 2025 campaign, so they can certainly limit the damage in front of their loud crowd on Thursday. So, in summary, I am betting the Vikings +6 at home against Detroit. If McCarthy plays, I like this bet a lot more. He's been doing much better since returning from an injury. And if Max Brosmer gets the nod, I would only take a small stab at it. The Broncos-Chiefs matchup looked very exciting several weeks ago. Now, with Kansas City out of the playoffs and Chris Oladokun under center for the team, this game has lost most of its appeal. I hate betting big favorites, but I will do an exception by grabbing the Broncos -12.5 points at Arrowhead Stadium in Week 17. I am aware of the fact that Denver has not blown out many opponents this year. Indeed, out of their 12 victories this year, only 2 of them were by double digits. But I do believe that they will destroy the Chiefs in this spot. First of all, they have a top 3 defense on paper, but that unit got torched for 34 points by the Jaguars last week. They gave up a TD on 4 of Jacksonville's 5 red zone trips. Don't you think they will be out for blood on Thursday night, especially against hated division rivals? Personally, I would be surprised if the Chiefs found a way to put more than 10 points on the board. That means the Broncos only need to score 23 points or more to beat the spread. Now, I agree that Denver's offense has not been convincing so far. They tend to be quite inconsistent. But last week, Bo Nix still threw for 352 passing yards, while the ground game generated a nice 5.9 yards per carry average. Nix has many good weapons to throw to, including some young guys who are still improving, like Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, and Marvin Mims. KC's only chance to cover the spread is if their defense finds a way to stop Denver's offense. The Chiefs' defense is above average but not elite. With Oladokun very likely to turn the ball over on a few occasions, the Broncos have a high chance of getting good starting field position on a few drives. It would be a nice bonus for Oladokun if he could get Rashee Rice back from a concussion. But do the Chiefs really want to risk him suffering another concussion in the last season? They are likely to play it safe, especially when you are about to face a physical and tough Denver defense. Did you know that the Chiefs are 7-3 straight up against the Broncos during the past 10 meetings, but they are only 2-8 against the spread? In other words, Denver has been a rock-solid bet in prior years when squaring off against Andy Reid's squad. Again, I am rolling with the Broncos minus 12.5 in Kansas City. I never feel comfortable after placing a bet on a big favorite, but I will take a shot here. Don't you want to end the 2025 NFL season with a bang with your sports bets? Is there any better way to earn extra money than signing up for the best sports betting product on the market, the weekly NFL LOBSTER bet? Remember that those super high confidence plays have earned a stunning 71% winning rate since the very beginning. Follow the link below to invest in your long-term success. The pick also comes with a money-back guarantee such that you get refunded if the prediction loses, but that has not been necessary in the vast majority of the cases. Don't delay until later before investing because the betting line might move against you by the time you sign up. I'm Professor MJ. I absolutely love boosting your bankroll. So let's continue to dismantle the sports books together.